It was an Easter Sunday morning in Parsons, Kansas. And as the part time weekend newbie youth minister at a little church in Parsons, Kansas, I got the typical assignment given to the new guy and the guy who was not in charge to bring the sunrise service message. And I had written up three little monologues, one for Mary Magdalene, one for Cleopas, the name that is commonly attributed to one of the men on the road to Emmaus that Jesus appeared to and spoke to them, and their hearts burned within them as they walked with him along the road. And then also Peter. And so I was on a hay wagon, uh, just a flatbed hay wagon with a few bales of hay set up there. And out in the backyard of the church, there were chairs set up. And so we were outside, and it was after sunrise. It wasn't crazy early, but was out there, and the folks that had decided to come to the service we sang some songs together, and uh, I got up to do my little monologues. And if I remember correctly, I'm not sure that I do completely, but if I remember correctly, I had a little bit of costuming. Like maybe I had a something I used as a shawl for Cleopas that I turned into kind of a head covering for Mary Magdalene or something like that. And these were things that I had written up because I had aspirations of being a writer. And so at one point I sent them off to a Christian publisher to just see if there was any interest in maybe me writing up a book of these things. And I carefully included a self-addressed stamped envelope so that the editors at this publishing house could respond. And boy, I had high hopes and was really thinking that, well, maybe this could be the start of something. Eventually, I got a mailing back, and the editors had shared a handwritten note, very large uh, letters, kind of scrawled across my manuscripts. Uh, that's offered me insight into what I could do to uh, potential further my potential as a writer and a person that wanted to share faith in writing. The note that the editor wrote out was, use larger envelopes. I took that advice and tried to make that adjustment for future mailings. Anyway, I really enjoyed the privilege, the opportunity of sharing this message, and something happened that I had absolutely no control over, and in fact had zero awareness of, which made, as it turns out, this message incredibly impactful for the people there. And as I say, it wasn't me. It wasn't about me, and I really had very little to do with it. I didn't even know that it happened. I was really trying to remember my lines, carefully trying to do this. The When I got to the monologue about Simon Peter, it was about him telling the story of his denials. And as I shared the story, it turns out, I was told after, and I saw this reaction from the folks, but I had no idea what had happened. I didn't hear it. As I got to the part of the message where I described the fact that I had denied Jesus as 3 times, and it turns out at that exact moment, a rooster crowed. And if you know the story, you know how significant that is. There's no way I could have planned it. I'm so glad I never thought to try and plan it. And I could just only take it as just an extra thing to feel blessed and grateful for, that I got a little bit of uh, Foley work, some audio edit, some additional background art provided, I think, by the Lord to emphasize the message. Uh, that rooster crowed. I did not hear it, and I wondered ever since. And we're talking about 40 years, maybe 38 years or so. That this happened. I've wondered since if that wasn't kind of metaphoric. That sometimes things are done as an act of grace and mercy and maybe God's sense of humor, and I don't even notice it, and maybe it takes somebody else to tell me about it later. I have some video that I could share about some projects that I worked on this week. Actually, there were several things that are in the works. Got massive uh, pallets that I picked up from, and I've got some video, and I got some new tools, and I got another big project for raising some money with some selling some things that I own, and I got my truck back and with a new transmission, or a rebuilt transmission, and it seems to be doing well. And I don't really think I want to share anything else today, except uh, I believe that not only did Jesus live, but that he lived perfectly. He he died sacrificially, victorious over sin, and rose on the third day, victorious over death. I'm blessed and grateful. Whatever little accomplishments, whatever little advances I make, whatever little skills I picked up, and whatever little moments that I can share, uh, I'm blessed and grateful because of the hope that that fact of resurrection has given me. And I hope you know that hope too. It's Easter Sunday morning. I believe he is risen, and risen indeed. Thanks for watching.